live questions. You've been firing in some live comments and questions all show long, so let's jump in and take some of those.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Some live questions all show long, so let's jump in and take some of these questions. Our first comment comes from William Zimmerly, and William says, in reference to our very first news story of the day with Mario Lopez, he says, the original Chicken Man. Yeah, Mario Lopez is playing Colonel Sanders from Kentucky Fried Chicken as the original Chicken Man. I don't know. This just it's such a crazy idea. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. And I'm also glad that this Lifetime original movie is not a full-length feature. Because as like a 45-minute episode, I guess, I'm much more prone to seeing what this is going to be without the drudgery of having to sit through like an hour and a half worth of storytelling. Do you have any other thoughts on that?
My last thought is, how have we not talked about his hair and how it's all frosted and the little freaking bow tie
and the glasses? He has like the same glasses, but it's still like a muscly shirt, so it has like it shows off his best features, right?
Is he old? Is he young?
Who knows? Who cares?
Then again, and Mario Lopez is a perfect person to play. Is it old or is he young? The guy does not seem to age. It's amazing.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Matthew Wiles says, watching the trailer for Chadwick's film made me quite emotional. Yeah, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom looks like such a great movie. I'm really excited to see it. And also, like, knowing what... It always changes the viewing experience when you know the fate of a certain actor. And this is, like, their last film. I remember watching the last movie that Robin Williams ever made. I believe it was the Christmas movie, Merry Friggin' Christmas. Not a good movie. It's actually not great. But there's something charming about just knowing that this was his last performance. This is the last thing that he's ever professionally put out there. And it just kind of makes you think a little bit and make you connect with the story maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Rolland?
I mean, I'm going to watch it. And I do think we're allowed to feel emotional over actors. You know, they whether we like it or not, they end up playing such a big part in our life. We let them into our life so often that I think watching a film and letting that emotional aspect of the real world of his passing actually be a part of why you're watching it in your own experience of watching the movie. There's nothing wrong with that. So, I mean, I'm going to watch it.
Matthew Wiles says, Clarice looks crap. No one cares unless she is now going to be a cannibal. She was a policewoman, so it will just be NCIS Silence of the Lambs. Maybe. I mean, that's what CBS is kind of known for doing, is like all of their like Crime of the Week shows. And maybe this will just be Silence of the Lambs themed Crime of the Week show. I hope not. I hope there's a stronger narrative there. That's not what CBS is known for, but I don't know. They might surprise us. Especially like if this is coming out on CBS All Access or Paramount Plus, as the name is being changed. I don't know. It could be. We'll see. Matthew Wiles says, is HBO Max the big evil now? Is it owned by Trump? I'm not going to touch the second part of that comment, but is HBO Max the big evil now? Today. It is today. Okay. I don't think... Because again, like, it's a business, it's a company, it's a corporation. Is this the Roxxon Corporation? No. And if you don't get that reference, Google it.
Is it the Umbrella
Corporation? Is
it
the Umbrella Corporation? No. If you don't get that reference, Google it. But today they are. And for the next week they will be. And possibly for the next month. Until Disney comes out with an announcement similar to this, and I'm very certain that they will, and many other streaming services will also come out with very similar announcements. yeah, man, I think this is just the way the world is headed.
Here's one way of looking at it. First of all, I think the streaming services, especially those with not Netflix, but those where actually they create the huge content like Disney and like Warner Brothers, I think they were playing chicken. I think
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
if they didn't do it, Disney was going to do it. They needed to jump on it before. So I think there was that element of chicken. I do think I do hope that once kind of the world goes back to normal, we can go back to this new stuff. And I think by not letting all their old movies accumulate right into this huge stack of films that they had to like, they're getting all these movies out there for 2021 rather than pushing them to 2022.
Yeah.
And now we can start going production on newer films. I think there may have been some good to it. I just hope it isn't a fork in the road for the entire industry and we now all go in a different direction.
I mean, I think that's what we all hope. I don't think we, as a collective group of people, I don't think any of us really want this to be the new normal, but I think it will be the new normal. I think it will be.
You saw Endgame in the theaters?
I did.
Do you remember how did the audience react when can I give spoilers here?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Spoilers for Avengers Endgame. If you haven't seen it by now, the movie is well over a year and a half old. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, how did the audience react when Mjolnir lifted up into the air and went to Captain America?
I thought you were gonna talk about Tony Stark's death, but yes, because let me preface my comments by saying that we all anticipated either Cap was going to die or Tony Stark was going to die. We knew a major character was going to die, right? But none of us anticipated Captain America wielding Mjolnir. Nobody saw that coming.
And the audience went nuts,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in every theater I saw it, and the audience went nuts. Imagine what that would have felt like if you're watching it at home.
You'd been robbed.
Even with another person.
You would have been robbed of that experience.
Thank you. And that is why, and I think we as human beings, I think we want that collective experience. I hope that even if the industry tries to push it in this direction for ease and for money, I like to think that we as a collective group of people will kind of drift them back into the way things are.
Here's what I was saying on the show yesterday is that movie theaters will never die. I don't think that they will ever completely go away. I think that movie theaters will become a very niche industry. And as I pointed out on the show yesterday, I hate people who use the word niche. It is so annoying to me, but there is not a better word for this particular instance, right? Movie theaters will become a very niche thing. I think you're also giving the general viewing audience too much credit. I do. I think people are lazy by general, and major movie fans like you and me, we will always continue to go to the theater. I think the majority of people, the majority of the viewing audience or movie-going audience, in a general sense, are lazy. People just want to see the movie. They don't care if it's on a 2D screen. They don't care if it's on a 3D screen. They don't care if it's on IMAX or Dolby. They just want to see the movie. And if they can see the movie in the comfort of their own home, in the ease of HBO Max or Disney Plus or whatever streaming service, I think people just want to see the movie. And check it off their list. Years ago, there was a girl that I dated who went, when we were talking about like all the Marvel movies, she's like, oh, I hate comic book movies. Oh, gross. No, I've never watched that. But she went on to say that like, oh, but I did see Black Panther. Okay, cool. Like, why did you want to see Black Panther? Oh, it was because it's an important film. And I don't want to take away from anyone else's experience. Like, if you want to see a movie because you feel that it's an important film, cool. But you and I have very different ideologies in that sense. Like, I love this universe. I love everything that they had built up. And when I went to go see Black Panther, I acknowledged, yes, this is an important film, but that's not why I'm going to go see it. I'm in this universe. I'm in this world, right? I'm invested. I love this stuff. And I only bring that up as an example because to her, she just wanted to see the film and be part of a larger discussion, right?
Sure.
And I think that is the movie-going audience in general, is that people just kind of want to see the story. I love the Avengers movies, but yeah, I don't need to see it in theaters. If I can see it at home, yeah, I'd prefer to see that at home.
Well, the first 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of Up, Pixar's Up, I was in the movie theater sitting next to a bunch of strangers, tears streaming down my face, and me thinking, all right, don't touch the tears, just let them let them fall. Don't let these people know that you're crying. Like, I mean, just it was awful. And I don't think I would have had that experience if I'd been watching this at home, as however big my television might be. And I don't want to be, as you said, robbed. I don't want to be robbed of those experiences.
Same. I mean, I had a very similar experience. I've only ever seen one 9/11 movie I've only ever seen one 9/11 movie. And that was Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. And there was not a dry eye in that entire thing. Like, everybody was just sobbing, just completely sobbing. Oh, and even the same thing, scary movies. A scary movie is meant to be seen with other people, in a big group of other people. You go to the theater and, the killer slashes the knife and everybody jumps and screams and popcorn flies in the air. And there's this huge release of energy in the form of laughter. It's just, everybody does it.
Did you see Final Destination?
No, I don't watch scary movies.
Oh, okay. I went to go see Final Destination. Spoiler, this is also from like 15, 20 years ago, whatever. There was a scene where someone's talking and they're like, I'm not going to let death get in the way. Bam, gets hit by a bus. And it's like immediately out of nowhere gets hit by a bus. Everyone in the theater screamed, and then we all laughed because we were all screaming together. And like, there's no way in hell I would have had that moment if I'd watched it by myself.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. And so I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose.
And like I said, I don't think we're ever going to lose the movie-going experience entirely. But I do think that the landscape is about to change in a very big and very real way. As you say, people are going to vote with their money with HBO Max. Are they going to be okay with ads being put on, the beginning of a movie? Or are they going to cancel their subscription? I think the same way, like, history is going to show which path we're going to take. Are we going to go back to what we've always known? Jonathan Pitts. He was on the show, creator of the Chicago Improv Festival.
I actually don't know.
Well, I thought you did. So Jonathan Pitts was on the show, and he was saying that, like, we're very social creatures. We're very social human beings. The movie theater going experience, like, social activities will never go away. It's just they're not going to look the same as they do now. So, so is HBO Max the big evil now? Maybe.
I like what you said. Today
it is.
I like that answer.
Today it is. Matthew Wiles says, I'm worried about Spider-Man 3. Seems a lot of fan service and a huge amount of baddies. Whoa, this just refreshed. Hold on. I'm worried about Spider-Man 3. Seems a lot of fan service and a huge amount of baddies. Is Doc Ock or Electro going to get any screen time? LOL. Yeah, they will. But I think, Rolland, you addressed this point pretty well. I forgot what the point was.
I mean, I had said earlier that MCU has handled it really well with the Infinity War saga. Having a huge number. I wouldn't trust Sony to do it properly because they haven't been able to do it properly yet.
Well, I don't think that these are going to be the only two villains in the movie. They can't be.
You're thinking that right.
They can't be.
We'll see what happens.
I mean,
I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, I mean, I have a theory that Mysterio is coming back. I don't think he actually died. But hey, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, I mean, Rolland, as you say,
I remember that the announcement of the severing of ties between MCU and Sony happened right after Far From Home came out. right? Which ends in a way that has such huge repercussions for Spider-Man in the MCU. And all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, like I remember freaking out going, we're never going to see what happens after, J. Jonah Jameson played that clip. We're never going to see, we can't see the characters interacting anymore. Like it's just,
and that was
so
massive. Like even that, even J. And we're all stuck talking about Alfred Molina and we're talking about Jamie Foxx, but we kind of stopped talking about J. Jonah Jameson popping up in Spider-Man Far From Home. So
J.K. Simmons is one of my 3 favorite J.K.s. Simmons, Rolling, and Just Kidding. Horrible joke. I apologize if you're still watching this and you just heard that joke. I apologize.
How do I turn your video
take it back.
off? How did you... whatever.
Sorry about
that. Matthew Wiles goes on to say, Into the Spider-Verse is Nicolas Cage's best movie since Con Air.
I really liked Next.
Ooh, really?
I really did. I've seen it twice. I really like it.
Did Gone in 60 Seconds come out after Con Air? I think it did. Hold on. Now I have to look this up. Bear with me, everybody. Hold on. Nicolas Cage. Not N-O-C-C. There it is. Okay, so he's known for a whole ton of stuff. Wow, he's been in 106 projects. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Okay, I am sorry, guys. So Next came out in 2007, just in case anybody wanted to know. Ghost Rider, we're going backwards in time. Ghost Rider, The Wicker Man. Wicker Man wasn't bad. World Trade Center, The Ant Bully, Weatherman, Lord of War. National Treasure was actually really fun.
I really enjoyed that.
Matchstick Men was really good. Adaptation was fantastic. The Wind Talkers. Captain Corelli's Mandolin. I forgot about that movie. The Family Man. Gone in 60 Seconds was the year 2000. 8mm. Great. Snake Eyes. 1998. Oh, wow. Snake Eyes. What a great film.
Hey, was that a heist film? It was sort of a heist film, right?
No, it was like a...
It was a conspiracy.
It was a crime mystery.
Don't ruin it.
It was a crime mystery.
I'm gonna see it.
So there's.
You just reminded me of that.
Oh man, yeah. If you guys haven't seen Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage, that's a fantastic movie. Face Off was 1997. Con Air was also 97. The Rock was 96. So you say it's his best movie since Con Air. I disagree. I mean, yeah, Into the Spider-Verse was fantastic, but
it's great.
I would argue Gone in 60 Seconds, man. Oh man, I love that so much.
Yeah. I never saw it because it came out the same time as Fast and the Furious. So
Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
You can watch more than one film in a year.
Yeah, but I saw, A Bug's Life and Ants the same year, and let's just say I enjoyed one more than the other, and I learned my lesson.
Matthew Wiles says, do you want William Dafoe back as Green Goblin? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. Because again, I don't think that any of these villains and I am confident that there will be more villains coming out and making appearances in this film. I mean, I don't think it's that far of a stretch of the imagination to say that Michael Keaton will be coming back as Vulture. He's already established in the MCU. So yeah, why wouldn't he? So if they can get all these other people back, yeah, sure, I'd love to see the Green Goblin come back with William Dafoe. Not the James Franco Green Goblin, and definitely not in the same costume that he was wearing. But yeah, of course, I would love to see that. That'd be great. Matthew Wiles says, the cinema experience is so different in the UK when Captain America lifted Mjolnir. Spelling check, please. I know what you meant. In the UK, it was very different when Captain America lifted Mjolnir. I know everyone was excited, but there was no noise, LOL. Did people really erupt in cinema in the United States? Us, Britain?
Us.
Oh, got it. Us Britons would like to be calmed. Would like to be calmed down. Shush, I'm trying to watch here. So, yeah, Americans, if you haven't noticed, we're a loud, rowdy bunch.
That's what makes us the ugly
Oh,
travelers
yeah.
abroad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's that
yeah.
loud.
All the
I'm a lot more quiet when I'm
all
traveling.
the stereotypes, yeah, they're true. They're all true. Yep. Don't go in there. Oh, why did you go in there? I told you not to do that. Yeah, that's all true. Yes, we all do it. Of course, like if you're in a movie theater with one annoying person, everybody will turn around and shush them. I actually remember so I saw Casino Royale for the first time in 2006 when it came out in Dublin. I was in Dublin. I was on vacation with a friend of mine. We had to go see Casino Royale. Like, it's Casino Royale. It's James Bond. You have to go see it.
Sure.
And where better to go see it than in like a non-United States territory that once was associated with the UK. So, of course, yeah. So we're in Dublin. We're watching Casino Royale, and of course, I understand the Irish are a different bunch from the English. However, you know that scene in the movie when Bond is at when he's at the card table and his drink gets poisoned and he starts to realize it and he fumbles out to his car and he puts the defibrillator on and he doesn't hit the defibrillator quite in time and then he passes out. Well, then Vesper comes over and she's like, oh, I need to rehook all these wires and then push the thing. And then he comes back to life. And the very first thing that he said, do you remember what this was? He looks at Vesper and he says, are you okay? He just came back to life. He just had been resuscitated, and his first thought was to say, Are you okay? The entire theater in Dublin erupted with laughter. Every single time I watch that movie, and it's my favorite Bond film to date. I adore Casino Royale. Every single time that scene pops up in that movie, in my mind, I always go back to what my reaction was in Ireland watching it, where everybody erupted with laughter. And that has never been replicated. Rolland, to your point, seeing movies in the theaters, having this collective social experience when Cap wields Mjolnir and everybody just loses their minds. This is what is important. Again, every single time I watch Avengers Endgame, and I've seen it a few times, and I see that scene, I always think about the eruption of like, what? People losing their minds. You watch it at home, you're not going to have that same reaction. You're not going to remember these moments. It's the moments that I want to remember, you know? Anyway, yes, we are a rowdy bunch. Matthew Weil says, we do laugh. Did I skip one? No.
No,
we do
right.
laugh and cry quietly, but no one screams or applauds until the end. Oh man, I need to come to the to the United States to see a film. Will be hilarious or annoying for my British sensibilities. It might be, but
Could be annoying.
it's a completely different experience. I remember when Spider-Man Homecoming first came out, I had some friends, some improv friends from Estonia staying with me. And the cultural differences between the United States and Estonia are pretty big. Just a little bit. So when they came over, I was like, you guys have to see Spider-Man Homecoming in not just an American movie theater, but in a Dolby AMC theater, lay flat seats, 4K television screen, 4K screen, surround sound, Dolby Atmos. It was an experience that they just don't have in Estonia. And they were on the fence. They're like, why come to New York for a couple of weeks just to go to a movie? And I was like, yes, true. I understand what you're saying, but you were not going to get the same experience back in Estonia. I promise you, you will not. And after the movie was over, they looked at me and they're like, that was a good experience. We're glad we did this.
Great.
That's
so great.
It's just different, man.
I will say, when Endgame came out, my girlfriend and I were in Italy for a wedding. I was best man at a wedding in Italy,
cool.
And it came out, and we're like, we have to. I know we're in Italy, but we have to go see Endgame. And we found a theater that plays it, not dubbed, but in the original version, English version. And they were rowdy. Like that was the group that I saw it with, that we all erupted. So it does happen in other places. It's not just. Then again, it could have been a bunch of Americans.
Well, also, I mean, like, even if you
traveling.
don't want to leave the UK, I'm sure that there are certain theaters in London that have very similar experiences. When you go to a region that's a little bit more eclectic,
Sure, a little more cosmopolitan.
yeah, people tend to be a little bit more vocal in their thoughts and opinions, and sometimes that bleeds over into entertainment, and it can either make or break your experience. Because again, look at Rocky Horror Picture Show. If people weren't as vibrant of human beings as they are, the Rocky Horror Picture Show experience wouldn't even be a thing. People wouldn't go to midnight showings of Rocky Horror.
Just to watch the movie.
Yeah. Because I think we can all agree it's not a great movie. Same thing with The Room, with Tommy Wiseau. Terrible movie. To watch it all by yourself, no thanks, I'm good. But the reason we keep watching this over and over and over again is that social collective experience. It's such a bad movie, we can all enjoy it together.
I saw Spaceballs the first time by myself, and it was awful.
Oh, yeah.
And the second time I saw it with a bunch of people, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so great.
Yeah.
And it really was just a matter of like me by myself and me with a group of people.
I agree. And our last comment comes from Julian Lygill, a former student of mine, former improv student. Julian, how you doing, sir? Julian says, going to the movies is more than just going to watch the movie. I agree. There's a lot more to the phrase, let's go to the movies. There's the drink before, the dinner after, the trailers, a real reason to go out, watch the film, and then chat about it. You watch a movie at home, and the next thing is, what are we going to watch next?
Yeah, that's the chatting about it's a really good point.
I've heard it put in the past that going on a date to the movies is the perfect date experience because you have an activity and then you have something to discuss afterwards. If you go to dinner first and then you go to the movie, you're doing it wrong. You go to the movie first and then you go to dinner afterwards, and now you have two shared experiences and you get to discuss everything of what just happened.
That is a really good. I'm going to break up with my girlfriend so I can go on a date and do that because I've been doing it wrong all these years.
Oh no.
Oops.
I leaned back a little too far and Hawkeye just fell right off. Maybe that's serendipity. Maybe we need a little bit more Hawkeye in our lives, you guys. Side note, and I hate admitting this, but this particular figure of Hawkeye, just go ahead and look at the level of detail he has on him. This is one of the most expensive figures I have in my collection. I'm embarrassed at how much I paid for this figure. $98. I paid $98 for this figure.
That's way more than I was expecting it to be.
But I also needed to finish the collection, so and it was the highest quality figure that went in the collection, so I needed to do it. But yeah, that wraps us up. Julian, I could not agree more. You need that experience. You need people. You need something to do, be active. I love what you said. Like, you have the drink before. It's a whole experience. You have the dinner after. When you're sitting at home, it's how true is that? Like I remember when The Five Bloods came out. I was so looking forward to seeing that movie. We turned it on, we watched it, and then we went to bed. That was it. Meh. But yeah, I want to preserve this experience, as I'm sure, Rolland, you do as well. And guys, this brings us to the end of our show today. That's pretty much it. We've talked about everything that we're going to talk about today. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really like this video, click share, because that is exactly what Hawkeye from the Avengers would want you to do. Yeah, Avengers. All right, guys, my name is Mike Brown. This is Gotta Love Them Movies, your daily dose of movie news. Thanks so much for joining us today. We live in a weird, crazy world where everybody has their own thoughts and opinions, and sometimes those thoughts and opinions clash. So if you have an opportunity to infuse a little kindness into the world, Please take that opportunity. If you have an opportunity to speak kind words to each other, please take that opportunity. And as always, in the words of Bill Hinton, woof! Did you hear that? Did you hear me just burp? Excuse me. Be excellent to each other. I'll see you guys tomorrow.